And hello fellow Taker Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today we are playing in a new update 5.0. Crossplay is here, and this is my first day playing Crossplay, believe it or not. So we jumped into few tanks on that particular day. Didn't have many games, probably played about 20, 25, something of that nature. But today's game is not about Crossplay. Today's game is about T95E6 and the massive game that I had on Peril River on my first day of Crossplay. Isn't that ridiculous? So today's game, guys, is going to be ridiculously good. So strap down to your seats. You're gonna enjoy this one. It's gonna come down to 1v1, and it's probably the highest damage game that I had in this tank up to date. It's massive game. So we're gonna climb up to our favorite position. We're gonna go in the center of the map, and here I like to preset to see if there's any tanks crossing. So I really like posting here, and as you can see, this guy's crossing, so we're gonna put a shell into him. Now if I had more tanks with me, I would probably move a little bit more forward, but because there's only myself and this Super Conqueror, I'm not gonna do too much over here, and I'm just gonna protect this position here. That's all. Now this guy is overexposing. He's got no friends with him because they crossed. So we're gonna put some shells into him, right? Just like that. And this rate of fire on this tank, especially from this distance, oh my goodness. This is how you play this tank. I gotta tell you guys, this is probably my favorite tank to play at the moment. It has to be, because of the rate of fire in the alpha it puts out. It's absolutely incredible. So we're trying to be a little bit brave over here. I see our Super Conqueror moving up. So we're gonna try to put a shell into this STB-1. Unfortunately, he hits us and he ammo racks us, so we have to use our repair kit earlier. So pay attention to that. That's going to come to play later on. And then I realized that E100 is pushing up, so I decided to drop. And the Super Conqueror can't do anything at this point in time, but what I'm going to try to do is at least protect him a little bit. But this shell I put in the bottom plate of E100 bounces. I don't know, E100's lower plate lately has been really trollish. Some shots go in, some shots don't. But anyway, they have the advantage now. The opposition has the advantage. So I don't want to stick around here no more. I'm going to drop back. Now, you're going to see me in a split second. I'm going to drop back all the way down. I'm in trouble right now because I don't have much support. But these guys that are currently sitting in K5, these guys have shots at these guys here from that position. Remember that. J5, K5, especially J5, that hill. You have shots here. But these guys, especially that medium tank, is not paying attention. So I'm trying to click on him. I'm like, dude, you have shots here. Shoot at this guy. But he's not paying attention. So I'm going to try to side scrape over here and hit this STB-1. He's nicely held down over there. But I could still hit his Capola. Fortunately, he hits my big-ass Capola. It's so easy to hit this Capola on this tank. So the only thing you can do is move left and right in order to negate that anybody hitting that Capola. Anyway, we put a shell into STB-1, and that goes in. Luckily, that Capola on STB-1 is so small. But now, all of a sudden, I realize that he is a one-shot to me, so I'm going to push him. I still have enough HP. He cannot fight me. He's going to have to run off, and I can engage him. So I'm going to push him, and he's going to run off. So he's going to keep on running from me, which is probably a right play because I would kill him regardless. So it's a good thing he's running away. Now, one thing I have to be mindful, he's drawing me towards his E100. I know his E100 was here. He's still somewhere around here. So I have to be really careful when I approach this situation to see where this E100 is. Like, I don't know. I can't spot anything here. So I'm assuming these guys went to flank our tanks that are currently at A7. So I'm going to keep on pushing here. But I'm being really cautious, as you can see, coming around the corners. I don't want anyone pre-aim or preset at me. And, you know, I don't want to lose any HP at this point in time. So I spot something here. It's the E100. I'm going to put a shell into his ass. And here I'm going to just kind of judge. Is he going to come after me or is he going to go forward? And he keeps on going forward. So if he's doing that, I'm going to climb up the hill over here. And I'm going to try to take the low health tank out of the game first. So I hit this STB-1. We take him out of the game. Now, as you notice, I have heat loaded. That's for E100. I want to make sure I penetrate my shots. And the game is relatively close. So I want to make sure I pen him. So we're going to use this wreck in front of me here to go behind. We're going to put a shell into his turret. We're going to go behind the wreck in case he turns around to face us. And it looks like he's trying to turn around to face us, but he's in trouble now, because if he's turning around to face us, our friendlies are able to put shells into him, and now we just take him out of the game. So look at that. Just like that, quick 4K damage out of this kind of engagement, just in the middle of the map over here. But now the game is really, really close. As you can see, the opposition is winning the opposite side. There's only, one medium tank that's over there at J3 right now. He's probably gonna die. There is a heavy tank at H5. He's in no man's land right now. And luckily he spots the light tank. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come around through the middle. I'm gonna try to get rid of the light tank. He's only one shot to me, so I thought that would be a good play. Initially I wanted to go and take care of the RD, but because I noticed the light tank here and I think he's more dangerous, we're gonna come up here and we're gonna take him out of the game. So my thought process here now was to go to get the RD, but now all of a sudden the medium tank on the opposing team gets spotted at H6. So I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna have to go and help my heavy tank, maybe put some shells into this medium tank. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna come around here. We can't spot him. I don't know where he's gonna come out. There he is. So we're gonna put a shell into him. We're gonna back up. Now someone is targeting me, and I didn't know what it was. So I wanted to put one more shell into this guy, and we're gonna back out even more. But at this point in time, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just gonna go and rush forward, because if someone is aiming at me, if I rushed forward, they would probably miss a shot. That was the thinking process there. So we're gonna climb up this hill over here. We should have shots at him from here, but he gets taken out by our chieftain. Now T57, all of a sudden T57 heavy shows up, and I'm looking for shots for this T57. I should have probably backed up a little bit more there. That was probably a mistake on my part. I should have backed up a little bit more, and I could have probably put one or two shells into him, but I was spotted and I wasn't sure if he was spotting me. It was the leopard that was spotting me, and I could have gotten a little bit more damage out of that. And I'm gonna be a little pissed off about that, because I realize right now I missed out on more damage opportunity right there. But we're gonna, you know, go a little bit forward here. I was thinking if I peek around this hill, I should be able to spot the T57, but he backed off now, so I can't see him. Now the Conqueror gets spotted, and he's full health. So at this point I realize I screwed up. And I'm like, ah, shit, fired a shot in the air. I'm like, damn it. Because I should have put some shells into this T57 heavy. That's what I should have done. Then I should have backed off and went through the middle of the map to get rid of the RD. That's what I should have done in this situation. But I decided to go after this Conqueror. And I see that my heavy tanks are going through the middle. This is a suicide mission where they are right now. That's a horrible play, going through the middle. Because, you know, the opposition has better positions right now. So I'm gonna try to distract this Conqueror from our heavy tanks so that he's not putting shells into them. So I got him spotted here. I'm unspotted at this point in time. I don't think he's got a good view range, so we're gonna put a shell into his turret. Now I still have heat loaded. I want to make sure I pen those shots right here. These are not easy shots shooting at Conqueror's turret, right? So we're gonna put another one into him right here, and we're gonna back off. We got spotted at the same time. So now I was thinking here, okay, you know what? There is that little hill in front of me right here. I could use it as, you know, for my gun depression. I can poke around that hill and hopefully just stick out my turret so I can engage this guy. And he's currently exposed, so I should easily be able to put shells into him as long as I get my gun depression, which I did right now. So we put a shell into him right there. We're gonna line up another shot right here. Can we put it in? No, and it already hits us. And this is the problem, because if I had my repair kit, I would have repaired over here so that he doesn't line up a shot at me. But because I didn't have my repair kit, he finds time to line up shot at my turret, at my cupola, and he puts a shell into me. Now, at this point in time, there's no way I can push him. I'm a one-shot to him at this point in time, so I cannot fight him anymore. And that's the problem. HP is so important sometimes to keep it for a later stage in the game. But that was unfortunate that I lost so much in this engagement because of the RD and then Conqueror hitting me when I was stationary. So I decided to disengage, and I got pissed off at the RD. I'm like, you know what? I gotta get this guy out of the game because he's gonna get one of our heavy tanks out or drain him down in health, and we cannot afford to do that, right? But by doing this, I'm disengaging from the fight, which is problematic as well, because if I stayed with my heavy tanks, it creates a 3v2 situation, and we probably would be able to get rid of these guys much quicker. But because I disengaged, these guys are on their own, so I have to trust their skill. I have to trust that they know what they're doing, and we'll see if they can do whatever, you know, I needed them to do. Regardless, we're gonna look for Artie right now. Some would say, oh, Space chasing Artie. Stupid, bad idea. Why are you chasing Artie? Artie is the RNG, guys. Especially on the open map like this, Artie will screw you over, okay? It will screw you over. You gotta get Artie out of the game. See what it did to me, right? So I want to prevent that situation. So I'm climbing up here. I don't know if Artie relocated. Most likely it did not, but I want to make sure that, you know, she's not running away. So I'm trying to spot the right hand side over here, and I don't see her over here, so we're gonna climb up, and she should be right here, somewhere around here. There she is, and she just fired, so no problem. So we put a shell into her once, and we're gonna line up the second shell and put it into her again, and there she goes. Bye bye, Piggy. Unfortunately, we lose one of our heavy tanks in that encounter with the Conqueror and T57 heavy. So at this point in time, I'm trying to rush as fast as I can, and I'm telling my Maushin, I'm coming, I'm on my way, I'm coming to help you, you know. But I think the Conqueror player, I know this guy, I've seen him on the battlefield before. He's a smart player, let's just put it that way. He knows what he's doing. He knows that I'm on a separate side of the map, on a different side of the map. He knows that Maushin is a one-shot to him, so he went for it, and he just took Maushin out of the game, just like that. And at the same time, once our Maushin died, I decided to disengage again. And why? Same reason. I'm only a one-shot to the Conqueror. He's at 846 health or something of that nature, so I have to hit him 3 times. I have to assume 3 times in order to take him out of the game. If RNG is on my side, I could hit him potentially twice and get him out of the game. But you cannot count on RNG, especially in those situations, right? So I decided to do something different. I decided to engage him from the distance. Now, it is likely that he'll be looking for me in my last known position, which was somewhere at C1. Or C2, sorry, C2, B2, somewhere around there. But, you know, nowadays, World of Tanks is unpredictable, guys. So I need to check all of my angles, all the areas, to make sure that he's not trying to play just for keeps. What I mean by that, maybe he's gonna be playing for a draw, or maybe he thinks that, you know, they already won the game, he doesn't need to engage me. After all, I am tier 10 and he is a tier 9, although he's a pretty powerful tier 9. So I was gauging here the position. I was thinking, okay, if he comes from this side, can I side scrape off of that rock? That's what I was doing there. I was looking at that. Now I'm gonna come around through here. Again, I'm being really cautious around the corners, although there's probably no way he could get here that fast, but still, better be safe than sorry, right? So I'm gonna come around here. I'm gonna try to spot him from this angle to see if I can spot him here at all. I don't see him here. So now if we cannot spot him, what we're gonna do is back out, and we're gonna head over to the last known position where I was for him. Maybe he's somewhere around there, maybe he's looking for me. That's what I was thinking. So we're gonna poke out through or from around this hill over here. Let's see if we can spot him. Yes, we can spot him. So we have a shot at him. Now I have to really make sure that shot penetrates. I have heat loaded, so I have to hit the flat portion of his hull. Now he's turning. I was anticipating him to go down here, and that was the only shot I screwed up in the game. Right there, because I was expecting him to come down towards me, yet he scooted up. Now we're gonna line up this shot. Can we hit him? This is important. No, and our shell misses, and we can't hit him there. We have 44 seconds left in the game. What are we gonna do now? And at this point, boys and girls, to be honest, I disengaged. Because he had a good position and he was hold down. If he spotted me, I was only in one shot to him. So I decided to play it safe. I decided to disengage, and I decided to count on the fact that potentially our team caused more damage than the opposing team, and I was hoping that we're going to win. Let's see if that's the case. Let's see if we won this game. I'm a little bit frustrated because I really wanted to finish this game in style and take him out of the game, but unfortunately it was not meant to be. So it's a defeat. Unfortunate defeat. Anyway, we'll touch on this a little bit later as to how this worked out. But we managed to put up a fantastic, fantabulous game in T95E6. Man, Mastery Ace Tanker, 7.2, almost 7.3k damage. Not much or zero assisted damage because we were mostly damage dealer in this game. But what a ridiculously good game. And I knew at some point in time a game like that would come in this tank, because this tank is just a beast, absolute monster. But it's meant to be played up close. So we put up 7.3k damage with 4 kills, 1035 base XP in a losing cause, which is very good base XP in a losing cause. Probably I would have been over 2k XP if I won this game. We fired 26 shells, we had 23 direct hits and 20 penetrations. Anyway, let's break this down a little bit as far as why we lost this game. If you remember earlier in the game when I was engaging the Leopard, he actually fell off the cliff. And because he fell off the cliff, that damage was not induced by any of our friendlies, but it was self-induced by the Leopard. So that doesn't count against the damage caused to the opposing team. So now let's take a look at the damage summary that I've put together here for you guys, so that you guys understand what happened, how this works, right? How does it work then we are left 1v1? I'm left a little bit on a sliver. The opposing tank still has a little bit of a HP, and we lose the game. So basically, the way this is calculated by Wargaming is total damage caused by each team at the end of the game. So if you look at our team, our total damage cost was 26,838 damage. The opposition's damage cost was 27,419 damage. That means even if I hit the Conqueror the second time around, we would have not won this game, because that would bring our damage totals to like 27,200 or something of that nature. I would have to kill him to win this game. Now, I also looked at the HP lost column, and what I did was I totaled all the HPs for all the tanks for both teams. I wanted to understand, because I didn't understand what happened. I thought we won this game. Just looking at the numbers at the end, just looking at stats, I thought we won. So as you notice here, the opposing team had more total HP on their team, and they lost more HP than we did. Just by looking at that, you would have figured, well, they lost more HP, so we should have won the game. But it was not the case, because that Leopard, when he fell off that cliff, when he was trying to dive down, because of that Leopard, he secured the win for the team. To be honest, guys, that's actually what happened. He was the one to secure the win for the team, even though he got damaged and he died at the end. Because even if he didn't get damaged, he was in a bad position, we would have taken him out regardless, either my friendly or myself, and at that point we would have won that game. But okay, let me go to the main point of why I'm trying to discuss this, because this is really important. I think what's missing in a game is the information. Is the information that Wargaming should provide to us as far as how much damage is being caused by the opposing team and by our team. Now, if I knew that I had to kill this guy in order to win the game for us, I would have pushed. I would have definitely pushed harder at the end. You noticed I had about 35 or 40 seconds at the end of the game where I disengaged and I didn't do anything, because I was counting on that. And I did not want to die, because that's the thing. If I pushed and I died, and for whatever reason, you know, if we were to win this game because of the damage caused, then I would have thrown the game away, right? So I didn't want to throw my tank away at the end of the game. But if I had that information, I would have pushed and I would have thrown my tank away, because it wouldn't matter at that point in time. right? You have to try. You have to really try. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's the start of good things to come. It looks like Crossplay has enlightened me and made me a better player already, because I put up a game with 7.3k damage in this tank, although I had games over 7k in the past, so that's not the first time around. But on the first day, that is a little bit surprising. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking. Space Bandit checking out.